top 3 poker advice I've ever heard in my life. Stay tuned for number 3. It's going to be fantastic. In fact, all 3 of these are very, very important. So listen closely. Number 1, poker is a marathon and not a sprint. So one of my good friends in Montreal, when I was living there, he actually mentioned this to me, and it resonated so deeply, because in poker we go with that mindset of let's just go, like win, and like every single losing session is like this huge deal. But you have to realize that poker is a very long-term game. It's not, you can't sprint to the finish line. This is an extremely long-term situation. And if you want to be a winning poker player with a strong mindset, you have to see things this way, where you can't, get caught up in the small little details of what's going on a daily basis, because you're just going to drive yourself crazy, guys. And I'm sure you guys watching this can resonate with this. If you've ever been in a situation where you're, putting too much emphasis on your short-term results.
Well, they are going to find out.
15,000.
And they found out right then, and Bill did not like that.
Greenstein re-raises to 15,000.
What do we have left there, Barry?
It's gonna drive you mad, okay? It's gonna drive you absolutely mad. So when things are not going your way, or even when things are going your way, you need to always keep this in mind. Poker's a marathon, guys, And I know it sucks, you might be losing sometimes, and you're like, fuck this shit, it doesn't matter, guys. You have to keep your wits about you, and you have to remember that this is a journey, okay? Number 2, bad players need to win in order for this game to be profitable in the long run. Now, I know some bad players might be winning and you might be cursing them out in your head and you're just going crazy. You're just like, oh, this, donkey that.
A lot of players would feel forced or frustrated into calling here, but great players, they fold here sometimes.
Oh, man.
That's only sometimes. Let's see if Phil can get away.
Calls.
King. I only play the nuts like you, buddy.
Dario wins a $55,000 pot.
If I have it.
Oh boy, that's gonna be the one.
It's just unreal what happens to me at this place. I mean, I'm just so sick of it, the guys have 2 outs every pot we play.
You're the best hand pre-flop. And I had the best hand pre-flop, unless you're E7.
Nice hand, buddy.
Guys, calm down, all right? Calm down. You have to realize these bad players have to win from time to time. They must, otherwise this game will be like chess. You don't want to play chess, right? Because if you're playing chess, the bad players always lose every single time, which means they're not going to play anymore. So you need these terrible donkeys to just be winning from time to time. They need to...
And in my club, I will splash the pot whenever the fuck I please. Okay?
Suck out on you with their terrible gut shots that they call for too many chips on the turn of the river or whatever. These guys need to win from time to time, guys. So you cannot be mad at bad players for winning a pot, especially when I'm not in the pot, guys. Okay, so when I'm not in the pot and I see a bad player just scooping up a pot, I'm happy. I'm thrilled for that player. Oh, he made a terrible play, whatever. But it's so hard when they make that play versus us. That's the issue, right? They make that play versus us, they suck out, and we're just like in our minds, or sometimes out loud if we're playing online, we're just like cursing them out and like, how could you possibly make this play? You stupid, this, and that, and the other thing, right? So you got to keep this in mind. If those bad players never won, or if those bad players weren't in the game to begin with, then you wouldn't be able to make a living playing poker. So that's something to always keep in mind. And we forget that when we're in the midst of this, right? We forget that. I actually have this friend, and he always says, like, if I lose money to a professional poker player or a reg or something, I get so pissed because I'm probably not going to get that money back, and it's probably not going to circulate back into the poker economy. But when I lose money to a donkey or a fish or a whale, or call it whatever you want, he's like, I'm kind of happy for that whale. I'm like, okay, go have fun with it, And he's probably going to circulate it back to either me or the poker economy. It's not going to matter, right? So you have to kind of understand that these bad players have to win from time to time, and those pots that they win are what keeps them coming back. That's what makes poker so beautiful, is that bad players or fish or whales, call them whatever you want, are deluded in the sense that they are trying to win consistently even though they don't have a winning strategy, right? So they think they can win. That's why they play. So you have to keep that in mind as a poker professional. You've got to treat these guys with respect. Don't ever badmouth them. Especially at live poker, guys, I always cringe when I see like...
Oh, I want to call the clock. I want to call the clock. Come on internet you play like in 1 second. And when you come here now, you come to my game and you're wasting my time.
On the internet, people don't bet 3 times a pot every hand.
On your bikes! Get Amanda! Amanda! Bring a tricycle!
Any professional poker player is bad-mouthing a recreational player. It's so bad for the game, guys. It's so bad for the game. You have to be appreciative of those people. Those are the only people that make it possible to play for a living, guys. So be respectful when you see bad players and realize that these bad players are the reason why you can make any money at all playing poker. So be respectful, be kind, laugh with them if you can in the live poker setting. Give them a high five when they win a pot. Keep them coming back, guys. Number 3, constantly remind yourself that the short-term variance is temporary and it's the only reason why you can make money in this game. You might want to listen to that one more time. The short-term variance is temporary, guys. And if there wasn't short-term variance, you would not be able to play poker professionally. Now, this ties in to what we've talked about already in this video, but it's so important to realize because the next time you're going through this short-term variance, you need to fully understand that this short-term variance is the only reason why you can make money playing poker. Okay, if there wasn't variance, this would be chess and people would not be playing for money.
See, people don't understand why I'm whining about this. Like, they don't, like, only the great players understand what just happened. Have you all set up and hit every hand? Oh, so
we're straddling, right? Yeah, I think so.
So unfair. Why don't we just give a 4? He just called me with bottom pair.
Double ante is what?
What the?
He's taking a walk. He's on it.
Is it easy to always keep this in the forefront of your mind, especially if you're going through like a bad downswing, you know, in a week or a month or something like that? It's not very easy, but if you remind yourself this and be like, oh, well, I lost all this money this last week or this past month or whatever, but this is just how the game works, and this is the only way this game can work, and this is the only way that bad players will continue playing this game, and I can continue making money from playing this game, then eventually you might be like, you know what? Short-term variance is maybe not as bad as I originally thought it was. It feels bad, but it's an extremely necessary thing to have a part of poker. So always, 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 always keep that in the forefront of your mind when you're having a bad stretch of cards, okay? You have to accept this part of the game. This part of the game needs to be there. And I bet if you ask any poker player, they're gonna tell you, I'd rather just not have any variance and I'd rather just win nonstop. But when they say that, they're not taking into account that if you actually do win nonstop, all those bad players, all those whales, they're gonna be running off and they're not gonna be playing this game anymore.
Where did they go?
Why? Because if you're always winning, they're always losing. Nobody's gonna play a game where they're always losing. They need to be winning sometimes. So keep these things in mind. Come back and rewatch this video whenever you're feeling down about poker, whenever you just want a refresher, just to something to make you feel a little bit better about any short-term variance or even medium-term variance or even long-term variance. Come back and watch this video, like this video so you can access it again from your YouTube very easily. Let me know what you guys think of the video in the comments. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Good luck.